It does mark 23 years, if you can believe it, since the September 11th terrorist attacks. Of course, we all know what we were doing on that day. In Tempe, members of the community, they're coming together to honor all of those victims we lost on that day and make sure they will never be forgotten.
We know this is an annual tradition that happens every year. And 12 News journalist Troy Lynch is joining us live from the Tempe Healing Field with more. Troy, you can see that the reading of the names just wrapped up there, and you're sharing with us a whole day of events and tributes that are happening there.
Yeah, this was just the first tribute of the day, Allison and Emily. And boy, when you just hear all of the names listed off, you realize how long it is and how many lives were actually lost. 2,977. Also, they're represented by the American flags that we'll show you in just a second. But I want to talk to the event coordinator, Nick Bastian. Nick, what an event again. It's been 21 years that you guys have been doing this, but how did today feel?
It was amazing, right? It's always a sense of pride, a sense of relief, you know, that we didn't mess anything up too bad. But it's great to be able to involve the public and have people actually read the names of victims that perished that day. And having the mayor and the city and police and fire, first responders, and the public that comes out, and you see tears on that stage and just powerful emotion. And that's how we never forget this event, right? And that's what keeps us coming back every year to honor the people that died that day.
What's going through your head during the reading of the names?
We think back of the day, but we also, it really personalizes what happens. And you think about that specific person and that family and how that affected millions of people throughout our country. And I really do get chills every year we do that, and it was really cool. One of the council members just came over to me, and you know, they're thankful too, and she had goosebumps on her arms, you know, and that's why we do this, so that we always remember what happened on September 11th in 2001.
And there's still more to come. What should people expect for the candlelight vigil tonight?
Yeah, I would love for the public to come out and be a part of our event this evening. We'll have color guard, we'll have city, police, fire, but we'll have a speaker. But the candlelight vigil is amazing, where the public at the end of our service are given a small tea light candle, and then we place them at the base of those flags, and it's dark and they begin to glow, and it's an amazing experience to be a part of.
Well, Nick, thank you so much for coordinating everything. We really appreciate your time this morning, and good luck with the candlelight vigil tonight.
Thank you.
And guys, that's going to be at 7 o'clock, but just a really emotional day, but a really fantastic way to honor all those victims of 9/11 23 years ago.
Yeah, and Troy, before we let you go, we wanted to know, we've been there in the past, we've covered this for many years. It's your first time there. I mean, I imagine that you are never going to forget visiting the Healing Field.
No, I don't think, you can. I remember what happened when I was 5 years old when 9/11 happened, but I still remember coming downstairs and seeing my dad's reaction as he was watching the TV, and this just brings me back to that. And not only that, I think it's just so honorable to just take a walk through these American flags that you see behind me. And when I was doing that earlier today, it was almost 5 in the morning. Not many people were out, and you almost just kind of get wrapped up in the whole experience, and you are overcome with emotion, because then you just realize how big of an event this was. How many people sacrificed their lives to try to save so many other lives, but so many lives, nearly 3,000 were lost that day. Nick said it. You get the chills, and you start to get emotional. And I was getting a little choked up a little bit earlier today. It happened a long time ago.
Well, that's
but
what today is
one
all
thing is
about,
for certain,
right?
we will never
Remembering
forget. And I just loved how this,
Absolutely, Troy. And we are so grateful to have a place like this in our community that we can go to remember and reflect and think about all those people. And like you said, it's a great opportunity throughout the day today to head out to those flags if you have a moment, a lunch break, and to think of all those lives lost and everything that happened 23 years ago. So Troy, we appreciate you sharing your own experience with us this morning.
Don't forget, tonight at 7 o'clock, that vigil, you still have a chance to get out there. Thanks, Troy.